I will not do that. If you work for the guild or help us out, we know who you are. I have to say it's really hard to stand up here and not, thank those who have really dedicated all of their time and energy to bringing the guild to life. So,
Microsoft!
You done?
Oh, and Dark Horse Comics. Celebrate 25 years.
Oh, geez. Okay, we're done. So some of you may not know that Season 5 is going to premiere this Tuesday, the 26th. Bonus for those of you without Xbox. It's going to be on the internet for everyone 2 days later on Thursday. So Xbox premieres on Tuesdays, regular web on Thursdays. Okay.
And we're here to talk about Season 5. And Season 5 is our biggest challenge yet because it takes place at a convention. And anyone here who's ever been familiar with the convention,
it's going to be great. It was really challenging to do it. We shot for 15 days. We shot at 4 locations in 4 cities.
We also had over 70 actors and 263 extras.
And we did all this with about 40 crew members each day, covering all these jobs that are usually handled by at least 100 people, if not a lot more. So
we take all those numbers, if you know math, you add them all up. I guess we come to one conclusion.
Felicia Day is trying to kill us.
But it's almost worth it.
Oh, wow.
My voice is going, as you can tell, so
that'll be great.
that'll help a lot.
And Felicia's going as well. Okay, so in case you are not familiar with the guild, we have a little recap that we want to show you. It's going to catch you up with everything that's been going on. 4 seasons, I guess it is.
So whether you know the guild, just want to kind of put out information for it, wait for the Charlie's Angels Man, which is next, and find out what else going on. We go to the and there's a little special.
Yeah, we're really lucky with the guild because we've been growing so much over the years that we've been able to work with a lot of really, really amazing talent. And I cannot believe that we got this person to help us do the voiceover for our recap. But enjoy.
That's the second time I've had a heart attack here this weekend. If you were the Dragon Age channel, you would see the black and white version of that treatment. We're cursed. We're video AV cursed here at Comic-Con, but audience blessed.
Alright, so hopefully we'll get that fixed, but in the meantime, I want to ask a couple of questions, some of which I can't ask because they had to do with some stuff that we're going to show.
That's awkward.
Awkward.
I personally think it's going great.
So, Robin Corson. Robin Corson plays
I'm sitting next to her. All right, enough.
So we had Meaty Sweets on Twitter ask Robin this very hard-hitting question. What is your official drink of choice?
Oh, my favorite question ever.
Anything. I said anything.
I like vodka. I'm a big So you guys, when I see you at
me.
We can do a couple of really cool licensing things that we've been doing. For one, we're going to be doing some maquettes with QMX. So, yeah, that's really exciting. And we're also going to be doing a Munchkin pack. Yeah, that was a good choice. I think I'm going to get plus for that. I think we're going to announce the artist, Len Peralta.
Yes, Len Peralta, who does
Geek
Geek a Week. So we'll be doing the art, so we're super excited about that.
And that'll be out in early 2012. Wait, spring, I think. Next spring. And then we also, because you won it, you're going to get a 6-pack of Joe Sodas with the guild on it. So. Photo of each of the guild on there, which would be cool. And last but not least, we did announce well, that's something. We also announced the Cryptozoic trading cards. So those are cool things that Kim and I finally cleaned out of inbox and got done this year. And they're really cool partnerships with awesome indie people, and we're excited to be able to share that with you.
Yes. And we also are continuing our other partnerships with Jinx and also with Dark Horse. I'm really excited because Felicia let me co-write the Clara comic, the Clara one-shot. So it's super cool, and that's going to come out in September,
yeah.
I think. And so I wanted to ask the cast, for those of you, for Jeff and Vince and Amy, who have your comics out now, what did you think about being portrayed in a comic? And did you like your storylines? Amy, let's start with you.
I really like Jink's storyline. I think they should kind of attacked what all the fans are kind of wondering, her real life, not her avatar character. And I think that it was a pretty good precursor to what's going to happen in season 5. I hope that's not too much of a spoiler. But I think we're all going to learn a little bit more about my character, and I'm not excited. And
There's some secrets that will be revealed.
yeah, I think the comic really kind of gets people excited for that. So
Yeah.
They got excited because the Jonas Soda.
oh god, Felicia's gonna like strangle me later. Spoiler? No.
No.
Just saying that something exciting is coming is kind of spoiler.
I don't know. I'm like
Clearly, I think like that.
Guys, season 5.
I'm just scared and I don't want to ruin anything. All right.
She's scared of me.
That's what you're afraid.
Please save us. Please. We're all chained together under this. Felicia has chips in our ears. So, ow.
And Vince Blades was, we left him in season 4. He was pretty douchey, but I think maybe the comic explained a little bit about, some of his backstory. Did you appreciate that as the man portraying him?
I really appreciate that. I read the comic, I got a few of them, and I absolutely loved it. I really enjoyed how much of an idiot you guys made me. I mean, in the show I'm pretty dumb, but wow, Slade's a moron.
It's not a stretch, man. We do no extra work.
Oh God, I just vomited.
And by contrast, I also love that Dina's pretty much the most brilliant individual in the entire show. My sister. I think it's one of those things that you really, geek or not, nerd or not, it's something that's very, very fun. Like, wow, I'm in a comic book. That is too cool. So I'm enjoying it, obviously, and I've read yours. We all have some great writing behind these. Actually, I write mine, so I'm not shining myself on here, but Felicia, Sean, you guys are brilliant, and I love the book, so thank you.
I have to say that working with Sean, co-writing the Blaze comic is really cool because he's a huge comic freak. My journey in comics was more from the indie side. And since he read every single superhero comic ever, it was a really cool collaboration because he educated me a lot about some of the sort of cliches and tropes of superhero. And that, if you read that comic, there's a whole one-page spread about badass, blazes, which clearly could never come from my mind with blades.
Yeah, my favorite thing was like reading that. Like he can defend the world with 2 words. Your mom.
Things like that.
Hello?
Jeff.
I heard Jeff mutter.
I heard Jeff mutter.
I just wanted to say that once in a while I'll call a friend who doesn't know I'm in a comic book and I'll say, hey, you want to go hang out at a comic book store? And I'll be walking down the aisles and I'll say, hey, what is this comic book? Yeah, that's weird. That's me. That's me in a comic book. They'll just freak out and it's great. Try that anytime you want. Because you can't try it because you're not in the comic book, right? Only I can do what I just described.
Kim's trying to figure out. Kim's busy trying to figure out. Maybe we can show you that awesome recap and maybe episode 1 of season 5. But let me. Baby people, please listen to these cheers. But I do have an announcement for season 5 that I can make. I sat down and as the intro said, I wrote way too many parts for this season. But I wrote parts for some of my favorite actors. And there's going to be a lot of cameos and a lot of recognizable faces, which I will dangle without being more specific. But I can announce 2 or 3 people. 2 people who are here and 1 concept. I wrote a part for my very good friend, Erin Gray, from Dodgers, and she's in the mirror here. Yes, she is right now. Other than she has the right to be, or she's pretty hot. I stared at her inappropriately a lot. My friend Doug Jones, who can't stop him.
One up, Erin Gray, stand up.
Well, he's
Everyone give her a hug.
if you're familiar, I did cast Doug in Dragon Age Redemption, my other web series that's going to come out later. And I put makeup on him again, and then I was like, you know what, I'm going to give Doug a chance to show his face, because he's an amazing, amazing actor, and you're going to be very happy to see what he has to say. Also, Marissa Tantrum, my very good friend. Co-writer Dr. Lauren Ball, groupie number 2-ish. 1. She was the one. Yeah, she is Marissa. She is going to be in the season as well. And last announcement, Master Chief. That's all I have to say. It went off the rails, guys. You can smell it. I'm going to ask them a question. Let's see. Here is at the Guild, to Sean. What was your biggest challenge in shooting season 5 from Sir Uno?
For this, in previous seasons, we've kind of gotten into this comfort zone of shooting in everyone's rooms, which basically Felicia's entire house. We shot over and over and over again. So this one, we venture out of that. And we're actually shooting actual physical scenes where all the actors are together. But I want to say, I think the best, not the best, it's going to turn out to be great, but the hardest scene is, like all the other seasons, is in the season finale, when...
Amy? I have that.
So that part was really hard to do.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. It doesn't work, you say that.
Yeah, I do have to say that I had such a writer's block when writing season 4 that season 5 I went to Hawaii and I wrote the whole script in 7 days. Everybody should go to Hawaii. I mean, really. They should give me a free vacation to Hawaii just for saying that here. So I'll get on my Twitter. And I'm not saying that that's like magic. It's just because the stories and the ideas and the idea of the guild going to the con was something that I wanted to do for years. And it's like an homage to, the show has been built by fans. And a lot of it has been done face-to-face at conventions. I remember the first year I was here, I begged the Brown Coats to let me sit at their table to sign and give out DVDs and books, and they helped us hand out bookmarks. Thank you, Brown Coats. So like the show has literally been built by fan and click by click. And I wanted to do this whole season, even though we're on the same pretty much web budget as every other season. We really blew it out to take the guild physically from behind the computers into the world, really. I think maybe it's good. We should open up the questions maybe while we are still working on the DVD. You guys probably have something clever to say. I don't know. I know you do.
Can I just say that when Felicia came back from Hawaii, she had a really great alabaster tan. She looked exactly the same as she did when she left. Nobody could ever do that.
I'm a robot.
She's a robot. She's a non-tanning robot.
Yeah, can we expect longer episodes of The Guild?
The episodes are a little bit longer this season. I think they probably, we're only editing up to like episode 3 now because our release date will be on Tuesdays and Thursdays now, Xbox and then MSN. So our first episode releases next week and we're going to go back and work on episode 4, but I think they're a little bit longer. You know, you might see like a 7 or 8 minute episode. Basically, like I said, our budget is pretty much the same as it has been in past years. So, you know, there's only so much you can shoot minute-wise when you're working with this format. It's basically like shooting a small independent movie. I would roll out, you know, the experimenting with different formats in the future, but for this season, it'll be, you know, about the same, but maybe a couple minutes longer, just because we packed a lot of people in there.
So the answer is not really.
Yeah, you.
I'm never heard you kiss that.
Hi, this is for Jeff, but everybody can answer it. What's your favorite way your character
Why
has...
can't Jeff just be the only one? Why does everybody else have to get involved in my questions? Just give me a question, I'll answer it, and we'll move on. Nobody else doesn't join in. What I say will be 100% satisfactory. And we will find other people to add to this. You will maximize your answer with my answer. Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
We're out of time.
Well, what's your favorite way your character has done something to save money?
Is that the relevant answer for all of us?
What was that?
The question? What's the weirdest thing your character has ever done to save money? Was that
Has
it?
Boris done to save money? Oh,
You're welcome.
to save money. In whatever exchange is satisfactory, just let me get to it. This answer I'm about to say would be incredible. Probably him putting ice into his fridge. He has no electricity, so he just puts ice. God, that's a terrible answer.
Yeah, worst answer.
I think I'm going to answer to the rest of the people. I think the squad was also, the squad, the fact that he went down the street and got like this bed, this baby bed, who was it?
Sabu.
For Sabu. The fact that he got a baby bed down the street and he had to sleep in it right under squad was cheap. I think I've given more suggestions to Felicia about how cheap he is just based on what my family has done. I don't think she can use all the suggestions I have.
Well, you told me that your brother drove around looking for Wi-Fi in his car. That's why that happened in season 3.
Oh, my brother?
Yeah, right?
Yes, he lives in an RV, and he'll drive up to neighborhoods and stop in front of somebody's house. And he'll use their internet. And I said, you should use that in an episode. The whole season.
That answer was like the Star Wars prequels of answers. Like it was like horrible at the beginning and then kind of like got tolerable towards the end.
I got to it eventually.
Next question.
I actually just wanted to ask on what I'd have to do to open a Cheesy Beards.
You want to physically open the Cheesy Beards?
I want to physically open a Cheesy Beard.
I mean, I don't... Do it.
Because the business looks like it's so awesome.
I mean, it's not a quality establishment. It has burned down. I mean, I don't know about licensing cheesy beers. I guess you might want to put it in the Watch the Kill account, and I'll get into it like I did with Maquettes after like 2 years. Listen, it's only 2 ladies. We're doing the song. I should check my email.
Hi. At the end of the last season, there was sort of, it seemed a change in Kodak's opinion of Zabu, and I was wondering, can you enlighten us on what we'll see of that in the upcoming season?
There's a baby.
I don't, yeah, there definitely was a huge shift in Kodak's realization that she, what does that mean?
I realized halfway through saying the word huge that I probably shouldn't invent a time machine and go back and not say that word.
Can you do that later?
Yeah, I'm on it.
So can I put you now?
I guess I want.
I didn't really
Look
punch
real,
you.
huh?
They look real?
Wait,
yes, we're going to see something. I don't know if something happened up there. We're going to see something happen with that. Definitely her POV of him as a human being is a little bit altered, and she might be exploring that as a character.
Be huge.
Time machine.
Hi, is there a new music video on the horizon for the Guild?
We were not able to do a music video for this initial run, but we're definitely looking to do something later in the year. I definitely have a couple of really awesome ideas, and if we just weren't able to, between Dragon Age and Eureka and the Guild, be able to fit in another project. But definitely it's my intention to do that because I like singing clearly how to take care of my voice. Yes, hey God. I don't know what that was.
Hi, this morning on Twitter you commented on my t-shirt that I made you, Felicia, so thank you.
Wait, come up here and show everybody. He handmade it. Not too close. I did. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Thanks. No, really? Okay. Yeah, I mean, you could come closer, potentially, but don't come back.
I'm not talking, I promise.
When the time machine comes, you know.
Okay, what was your most favorite moment while shooting the Guild, either seasons 1 through 4?
Wow. I have to say that it was.
Politically correct.
Why would I say something unpolitically correct? Like any scene without you in it? That would be it. Every scene with Dabu. I have to say that the scene in season 1 where we were messing around and he put his finger up the lip and was like, I gotta poop. That was, I mean, you don't have to be right now.
No.
That was a quote. That was the funnest, like, we couldn't keep a straight face moment.
That was the scene that, at least for me personally, that I was like, I think we're on to something. You know, like this was just sort of a fun, concept that Felicia came up with, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll do your fun little video and help you in, lend you my cameras and blah blah blah, and just help.
But you didn't think anything of it, right? Because Amy Okuda, I found out at the last convention, Amy Okuda was like, I don't want to go to this table read, right, Amy?
It was the day after my senior prom, and I was so
hungover.
It was so early in the morning, and I was like, I have to get
It was like 10 a.m.
this video.
Just kidding.
All right. Well, yeah, I didn't want to go. No, I did not. But I did.
I'm glad you did, because your birthday.
Because my agent set me on it. They made me.
And see, that's how Hollywood happens. or web video. I don't know.
Yeah, to me that scene was when it came to life for me.
Yeah. And then also scenes where we're all together. I mean, there's a really, really fun scenes you'll see in episode 1 and a lot of the episodes of season 5 where we're just acting together face to face versus like a camera being here and me reading everybody's dialogue off screen while people act to, you know, blankly to a camera. And the cool thing is, Sean Becker, you know, edits it so beautifully that you can't tell that they're not talking to each other, but really it's just me squatting and reading everybody else's lines, looking at work voice. Not really, but it's really cool, the dynamic with all of us together. So there's a season 5 that definitely were the funnest to shoot for me. And for season 4, that was the cheesy bird scene where I come up and there are all the bubbles and stuff. That was a really fun sequence to shoot because everybody was in it. Not only us, but the Axis of Anarchy and some really fun guest stars.
Hey guys, just a quick question. I was just wondering how much more of the Axis we're actually going to see in season 5?
Of the Axis?
Of Anarchy?
You know, they're not integral to this storyline for this season, but we do have 75 speaking parts. But so we do have a lot of people in this season. It's just we won't probably see much of them in this season itself. Maybe. But
Nothing to
it's really awkward.
Next question.
I love you guys. And what was the idea behind your guild names?
The character names?
Yeah.
I found out recently that Zabu means Indian princess. Weirdly, completely inappropriate.
Tinkerballa was just kind of a play. A lot of people use like brands that kind of twist them a little bit, so that was Tinkerbell. And Blades, I just always been annoyed at people just adding Z's to things. And Bork, originally Clara was Clara just because I just thought it was funny that this character, it was always the start of the character, she was going to have the same name as her avatar. And Bork, I was initially planning on him being a guy with like 18 characters, and all of them were like Borkior, and Borlock, and Volcano, yeah. So, and I actually got that joke in the comic. If you see when he creates his own guild, of he names them all kind of like that.
I thought of that joke.
You thought that joke? Yeah, you did. I was talking, so I might as well create credit. No? You're so angry now.
Next question.
Hi, I'm just was one.
Okay, are you okay?
I love that video. So okay. My question is about Clara. Can we expect to see any more misadventures with her and her children?
So just so Wiggly fan base.
Well, I think in this coming season, I don't think the kids are that prevalent because she's Prego. So I think in, you know, she's working on her lovely pregnancy. But I don't know, I'm a fan of any hijinks that my character gets into with her kids because it's just so off the wall. You have to love the fact that she doesn't mind that her kids are in cages. It's insane to me, but she's endearing.
The Clara comic comes out in September, and you'll see a lot of the family dynamic in that character, and then in that issue. And there's some crazy stuff. Kim Evie's Mind. If you've ever seen her show, Gorgeous Honey Chicken Machine Show, she plays a wacky Japanese talk show host who just is completely loopy off the wall. And so I was like, you need to write Clara with me because you write dippy things. And there's a letter in that issue. There's a particular page spread of a letter, and I don't want to say anything more than that, but it's like the funniest thing I've ever read in my life. And so Clara has a unique point of view, and probably should not have that extra child that's in her. But you know, we'll deal with that later.
Hi, my question's for Bork.
And anybody else?
Nobody else.
Just me.
Just Bork. Not even Jeff, just Bork.
What's that? I'm channeling Bork right now. Go ahead.
I
sorry.
really enjoyed your performance at Woodstock the other night. And I was wondering if there was any plans in an upcoming season to chronicle your stand-up career.
What do you think, Felicia? Chronicle it, I guess, in the actual episodes, or maybe an extra, or I don't know.
I mean, what?
Now you know it's pretty much
I'm sorry, Felicia wasn't listening. The question wasn't for her. It's not that important if it's not for her. Yes, it will be in the future. Next, season 6 will be just Bork. It's all coming up Bork.
He keeps wanting a spin-off. It's all coming up Bork.
Is that something
that happens?
It's a great name. It's all coming up Bork.
It's not a good idea.
Hi, on behalf of the Guild of Extras, we thank you for the opportunity to work with you. And my question is, has anyone ever approached you about making the Guild a full-length TV show?
Thank you for saying that. Was anybody an extra in this season of the Guild? Could you please stand up? Because we'd like to acknowledge you. Thank you guys so much. I just want to thank you guys for coming out and making our season 5 a convincing convention, because we could never have done it unless you guys came in and supported us and made it seem like they were really a big convention. So it was hugely important to us. And as far as the TV show question, you know, like I said, we're concentrating on the season ahead of us. I don't ever eliminate anything. Every season I'm like, while I'm writing, this is the last season, and then I come up with a cliffhanger or like a last episode that sort of leads me to think, oh, this would be a cool thing we haven't explored yet. So, you know, I wouldn't ever rule it out. It would just have to be the right time to transfer the story into a completely different format, because 22 minutes is much different from the hour and a half format that we've been used to in the past.
Hello. So I think that we have something to show you. The resolution is not going to be great because we, unfortunately, I didn't bring it back up. I don't know what I was thinking. But I have stuff on my computer that is what we have. It's just not as great of a resolution. So I don't know. You guys still want to see it? Okay. So here we go. Laura says we have 2 minutes. Do you have one final short question? Anyone?
Who has the most epic question ever invented to man? Well, I mean, that's an epic question.
And the answer is no.
Who are you talking to?
I think he asked her a question and then just like talking now.
Somebody say married.
Hello, I'm Aaron. I really loved the Guild and all the cast, and there was the Jeff Lewis 5-minute comedy hour where some of the Guild got to cross over to that show, and I know that they're trying to do season 2 on Kickstarter, and I want to know if any plans for more crossover of the Guild characters.
Yeah, I want to know that too, Jeff.
Me too, me too. I think me and Sabine
You
were
will
the
not
only
be in my show. No, it was really fun to see. I think people really got a kick out of seeing people, cast at the Guild in other parts. I mean, especially Vince playing my son. Vince and Sarah playing my son. They got a kick out of that. So I definitely have plans for everybody else who's in the cast to be in the show. I promise. And everybody was in it previous season too. It was really fun. So I hope.
Wait, they get to do it again?
Yeah.
What was that?
I mean, I wrote you like a huge part. You put me in Legend of Neil just once every season.
No, what?
I think a couple times, 3 times.
Was I an epic character, Legend of Neil?
That's true. I was just trying to remind you how awesome that part was.
Mission accomplished.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for coming to our panel. Thanks for